Okay, so for the sets of exercises for week number 3 or module number 3, we're going to set new layers. Okay. Currently, what we have here is the layer 0, which is the default layer. So, pag nag-open ka ng layer dyan, automatic po yan nakaset. And then, the last layer that we have set from the previous exercise, we have viewports. So, we're going to add more. Okay. So, we're going to type the command LA, enter. Having layers in your drawing is highly advisable because it makes your objects more organized. You can control the visibility, you can control the printing properties, just like what we did with the viewports during the plotting of our DWG file into PDF. We will be setting additional 4 layers, okay? So to create a new layer, so you just have to click this icon. So, our first layer is property line. Make sure na naka-uppercase kayo so you can easily read your layer names. Okay? So, that's property line. Color, white. Okay? So, yun nandito palitan natin. Let's make it 30. Make sure that you will just choose color. Dito sa my index color tab, do not choose true color or color books. I will require you to select colors in the index color tab because this is the tab wherein the printer recognizes your colors for pen assignment purposes. Pen assignment purposes are the virtual counterpart of technical pens, okay? Anyway, let's just type number 30 here. That is somewhat orange. 30 and okay. So this is property line. This is the color. For the line type, the default line type is continuous, but when we click this option, we have the option to load, and then we're going to look for the, ayan, we have a lot of line types to choose from, but we'll be making it uniform. We will be selecting phantom. We have one phantom, 3 lines for phantom, but we're going to select the first one. So select that, click OK, select phantom again, and click OK. So it's phantom. For the line weight, usually pag property line, we are drafting that on a thicker uh, technical pen, okay? So on a thicker line weight. So palitan natin siya. Our default line weight is 0.25, okay? So let's look for 0.70. You can actually set thinner and thicker options. So look for 0.70, then click OK. So yun lang naman, property name, the layer name, the layer color, the layer line type, and the layer line weight. Since we want the objects under property line layers to be printed, we're not going to turn off the plot or no plot option, okay? So we're going to set a new one. So the second one is named marks. O, ito po yung pag-mark dun sa mga dulo-dulo po ng property natin. So, color is 152. Do not click the number or minsan hindi naglo-launch. I would suggest you click the color itself. 152. Okay? And click OK. So, this time we will not be using phantom. So, continuous pa lang ulit. And okay. For the line weight, since they are just marking, so we're going to look for a thinner line weight. Scroll up, look for 0.15. Okay, so select. We are identical with these settings, okay? Identical tayo sa properties, sa marks, sa viewports, sa layer names, sa layer colors, and layer line weight, okay? Even the plot and no plot option, we are all identical for this. Next, make another layer. Layer is hatch. Okay, we're going to add color. Click here, type 122. Again, choose color under index color tab. We are choosing this because this is just the setting that is relevant to printing. Okay, so click OK. And then for hatches, since these are very detailed and small objects, so select a thinner line weight, which is 0.05. Okay? Again, for drafting discipline, For hatches or any fillings, use a thinner line weight unless you really need a fully shaded uh, area. You will be using a thicker line weight, or might as well you use hatch solid. Okay, so continuous is the line, and last one. Our last one is text. Okay, so for the text, what we have is color red. So you click here, and again under index color tab, red is index color number 1. Yan po, and then click OK. And then for the line type, it's continuous. And then we're going to use the line width of 0.25. So 0.25, click OK, and double click property line. So when you double click it, it means that you are setting this layer current. Any objects that are being drawn goes to the current layer. Okay, that's why they adapt its color, they adapt its line type, even the line width and other properties. Okay, so just close this and Control S so we can save whatever changes we have made. Okay, so to continue, under step number 8, we're going to plot the property lines using the given format and bearings. Okay, so using line command, this is our bearings. Okay, our let is four-sided, therefore it consists of 4 points. Now for points 1 to 2, our angle is at north 84 or degrees. 44 minutes is, distance is 10.06, and our second point is S or south 06 degrees. 17 minutes is, distance between those 2 points is 19.61. Third point is 3 to 4S, okay, south 84 degrees 26 minutes west. 10.06 is the distance. And for the last point, going to the first one, that is north 05D or 5 degrees 16 minutes west, 19.86 meters is the distance. Okay, so we're going to command for line, and then we're going to specify first point, and then after picking the first point, we will be entering this value. Yung format niya is at, distance, angle, and then ang gagawin natin is at, ito yung distance, 10.06 as given here, and angle sign. So this is the corresponding angle, again as is specified here. Okay? Okay, so we're going to plot our property line. So that is L, enter. It's okay if your ortho is off or it's on. Okay, so we have an exact entry naman, so it's fine. Kasi mas i-consider po ng command line is yung mga exact amounts na ito. Anyway, specify first point. So we're just going to pick a point anywhere. Okay, and then specify next point. Again, the format is the at sign followed by the distance. This is our given distances, as you can see. And then this is our angles or bearings. Okay, so that will be at 10.06 angle and 84D, which is stands for degrees. So wala po tayong degree sa ating keyboard. That's why letter D is the solution, or this is the option. 45 minutes east, enter. Okay, so medyo napalayo siya ng konti, pero kayo na po yung second point. Now we're going to our next set of points. Again, the format is at sign. This is our given distance, 19.61, followed by the angle sign, and then your bearing or your angle, which is S 06 D for degrees, 17 minutes east. And once your input is correct, kasi in any case na may mali po dyan, mag-iiba po yung outcome niya. Okay? So, enter. And let's see. I'm going to zoom out. Okay? So, there you go. And after that, again, that's an at sign followed by the distance, which is 10.06, followed by the angle sign, and your bearing, which is S, 84 degrees or 84D, 26 minutes west, and enter. Okay, ito na po siya. Yan. And lastly will be at 19.86, followed by angle sign, that is N, 05D or 5 degrees, 16 minutes west. Okay, and enter. And another enter to terminate the command. Okay, I'm just going to move this object, or maybe ito. Yan, tabi ko lang. Okay, so this is our first point, the one here. Tapos pababa siya dito. And then with the corresponding angles that we have specified earlier. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last input. Okay, now we have here an intersecting lines of the first and the last segments. It's fine. Surveying is not a perfect science. May times po, minsan na talagang hindi sila nagko-close, or there are times na merong konting gap dyan. As long as hindi naman ganun kalaki yung gap, okay lang po. You can actually make careful, no. Pwede naman pong paraanan yun sa actual, okay? Now, do not trim this, just let it be, or whenever that you will be encountering plotting of a property line, or ipa-plot nyo siya sa CAD. Kasi di ba sa manual, we are using protractor, we are using pencil, and tapos iti-trace natin yung angle. In Autocad class, as long as okay naman po yung in-input nyo at meron nagiging konting gap, okay lang po. Okay, wag nyong gagalawin, wag nyong iti-trim or wag nyong i-close. Lalo na kung actual project yan, para makita po ng owner at ng geodetic engineer. Okay? So, don't forget to quick save pag meron kayong na-accomplish, or at least every 3 commands or 5. Okay, to continue with the line type scale for step number 9, as you can see, we actually have set line type for our property line, which is phantom, but obviously it's not adjusting. So what we're going to do is to use the command LTS and regenerate our model. The current line type scale is 1, which is the default. So we're going to set it by 0.09. Okay? Let's go back with Autocad. Okay, so that is LTS. Enter. So by default, it is set to 1. Okay? So again, let's try 0.5 first. Okay, so nothing happened. Enter to repeat the command. Let's try 0.1. Enter. There you go. So nag-a-adjust po. And enter to repeat line type scale. So let's make that even smaller, 0.05. Okay, so I guess this is perfect as compared to the 0.1. So again, that is quick save. Next one, we're going to add marks to your drawing. So we're going to set current the layer marks, and we're going to create line, a cross line actually, 0.5 in measurements both, and then we're going to create circle on the middle, and then by the object snap intersection, we're going to duplicate them by copy command. Okay, so zoom in lang on this part, and then you click here, you look for marks, select it, so it will be set current. So again, pag set current po yung layer, all of the objects that are drawn under that layer will adopt its properties such as colors, line type, line weight. Okay, so C, enter. We have here intersection. Okay, so escape ko lang, check natin si OS or OSNAP. Okay, so under OSNAP tab, we have object snap turned on, naka-check. So we have here intersection. Kasi if this one is unchecked, so technically hindi mo siya magagamit, okay? So it should be checked, then okay. So check ko lang po or verify ko lang if it's active. So that's C, enter. So you pick from here. Okay? So again, our radius is 0.15, 0.15, enter. And we're going to create a line, L, enter. Dito na lang banda. Okay, so we can have it ortho on. Okay, and that is 0.5, enter, and enter. L, enter, 1, and make sure ortho is on because we need a straight line, and you drag it downwards, so that's 0.5, enter, and enter. Okay, then we're just going to select this line, click here. So we're just going to snap here, midpoint sa gitna. There you go. And we're going to select the other two. Okay, click on the middle point and click intersection, or pwede rin center point. Kasi we already have circle on that intersection, so there are two available object snap. Center point of the circle and the intersection of those two lines. Okay, click and escape to deselect your object. And next one, we're going to copy these marks on the other points of our property line. Okay, so that's CO, enter. Again, if we're going to pick from here, basta tinamaan yung object, selected, but as you can see, since tinatamaan po yung two sides of our property line, they are being selected, which is not supposed to, okay? So instead, we'll be picking from here, the window selection. So, and click. They are 100% enclosed by the selection area. That's why they're selected. And these two, they were not selected because hindi po sila pumasok buo doon sa loob ng selection area. Anyway, select objects. Ibig sabihin, you can select objects to copy, but we're good with that. So we press enter. Base point or hawakan. We need the one on the midpoint. We need the one, pwede rin po yung intersection. Pwede rin po yung center point ng circle. Okay, so click and scroll out your middle mouse or your scroll wheel. And then you click here and scroll out or zoom out. Pan your drawing by pressing your middle mouse. You will get used to it, okay? By using your middle mouse as pan and zoom in, zoom out simultaneously. So click and click. Okay? And enter to terminate. So scroll out tayo para makita natin. Scroll down pala to zoom out. So this is our property line with markings and with your line type scale adjusted. Okay? So don't forget to quick save. Okay, so for step number 11, we're going to create text because we need text to label our drawings. Okay, so it will be clearly defined kung ano po yung ini-specify ng mga objects sa screen natin. So this time, we have the layer text. Okay, now for the layer text, i-sample po muna natin before we set your text style. Unlike kasi with MS Word, unlike with Microsoft Excel, na pag nag-type ka, yung letter andyan na tapos select mo na lang, pipili ka na lang ng font style. It's not like that in Autocad. Okay, you have to set your style. Okay, when you set style, ito po yung hinahanap natin. Of course, you have to look for the font name. You have to specify the style name kasi hindi naman everything is accessible. So you have to set all the styles that you are just using. And be noted that when it comes to drafting an architectural presentation, always use texts that are easy to read. Okay? Bawal pong gumamit ng monotype cursiva, bawal gumamit ng pristina na style, bawal gumamit ng Halloween or Comic Sans. Again, use text styles that are easy to read and that are not too complicated. Okay? Now, what we're going to encounter with the style command for setting your text style is first you specify the name of the text style, okay? Followed by the font name. Pipili ka. We have several options here. Tapos we have the FX. We have the height, the width factor, the oblique angle. Okay, and of course, if you want your settings to be saved, you just have to click apply. Okay? And then set current para pag nag-command ka ng text or d-text, ma-apply po sila. Okay? Sige. Let's go back with AutoCAD. Now, what we have right now is select the layer, okay, text, and then we're going to create one point or one line text. Let's try to type DT, enter, specify start point. So I'm just going to pick dito banda. Specify height, accept ko lang po yung 2.5 muna. And then specify rotation angle, by default 0, enter lang to accept. Okay, so type 0.01. Control enter. It's too big. It's fine with the recent versions of AutoCAD kasi okay lang po yung ginagamit yung default text style. But still, I will be coaching you on how to set your own text kasi with the lower versions, yung default style po niya is not that presentable. Okay? So I will be deleting this, enter, select this, enter, and then I will be typing ST to set our own text style. Okay, I already have set several because I already have made changes with the default for this file, but let's set a new one. Okay, so sa inyo po wala pa. Anyway, I will be clicking new. Okay, for the style name, we're going to adopt the name text1 or whatever you prefer. So that's text01. You can set as many as you want, but I prefer just one style. Usually yung Century Gothic or Tahoma or Verdana. Pwedeng Arial. So click OK. Under sa font name, look for Century Gothic. Just type C. So ito siya. Ang ano nga lang ni Century Gothic, medyo malapad yung mga text niya. But anyway, we can modify those later. So Century Gothic. Okay. Font style. So we just have several here. Regular na muna. Kasi I would really suggest that if you do labeling your plans, labeling your drawings, I would really suggest the regular, not the bold one. Okay? Kasi minsan masakit sa mata or I find it too messy. Anyway, discretion nyo yun. You can change your own text style when it's your own drawing na. Size annotative, I suggest do not modify this one. Just leave it like that. Height, do not specify height also. Bakit? Let's say you specified 0.25 here. Okay? For the height. But you need 0.5. You can no longer change that size because you locked it here. So for your text height to be flexible, just remain 0. Okay? FX, let us try checking this one. Anyway, this is the preview of the style that you just chose. Or we just chose. Upside down. Backwards. So I wish you good luck in any case that you're going to use this FX. But let us uncheck them. Okay? Architectural presentation is a formal drafting, so do not put any effects. Weight factor is 1, but let's see. Although I would really advise you to make this 1 and this also 0. I mean, do not modify them, but let's see what happens when we set it by 1.5. Okay, so nagwa-widen siya. Pero yun nga, the width factor of 1.0 is better. Any wider factor, that's a no-no because they consume too much space on your drawing, and then that could be less chances that you present your drawing well because it is being dominated by too big or too wide text objects. Okay, obliquing angle, anyway, just leave it 0, but let's say 20. Okay, there you go. But again, if it's 0, we will have a separate modification panel for that. So anyway, that's it. Just click apply for the changes to be saved. Select text 1, set current, and click close. And again, save natin yung changes. Okay, under step number 12, we're going to command dtext. Dtext and mtext are the two commands in AutoCAD that create text objects, but later we're going to differentiate the two, okay? But for the meantime, we will be using the dtext command. So as from the previous text style command that we have set, we're going to use text01, which is set current. We're going to follow text height 0.4. So this is somewhat standard, but actually if you're going to scale your drawing 1 is to 100, tapos for labeling of plans, for example, yung typical na plan na 3 bedroom, ganyan, preferably na sa 0.20 to 25. Okay? Kasi ito medyo malaki because we are dealing with the property line. Pag naman sa plano, siyempre mas maliit yun, 0.25 will do. Or in some cases, I even use 0.2 and lower than that, 0.15. Tapos for labeling of spot details or blow-up sections, smaller pa, 0.5, 0.25, or 0.025. Sometimes I even use 0.075. Again, depende po dun sa laki ng object na dinadraft mo. Okay, so we will be having them from time to time. Anyway, we're going to set justification. So, any text object, even in other software, kailangan pong i-specify yung justification. Okay? So, we're going to use middle center. Middle center is sa gitna siya. Tapos, specify middle point of text. Okay? Pick near the mark dito. Kasi doon natin siya lalagay. We're going to label the different marks on your property line. Specify height, which is 0.4. Okay, medyo paulit-ulit siya. Makulit ng konti. And then, specify rotation angle, which is 0. Okay? So, let's see. The command is dt. For dtext, enter. Specify start point of text. So, we can just type letter J or click justify. Okay? Enter an option. So, by default, lahat po ng text nagja-justify sila sa left. But this time, we're going to use MC or middle center, which is the typically used for, the setup that is being used usually for labeling drawings. Okay? Specify middle point of text. Click lang po dito. And specify height, which is 0.4. Enter. Rotation angle, 0. Accept lang po. And then, we're good to type. That's 0.01. You press Control, Enter to terminate the command. Pag enter kasi class, hindi siya magta-terminate agad. So, might as well Control, Enter. Now, this is our text. In any case that you want to change it, you can easily edit it by double-clicking. Okay? So, say 1/4, something like that. Okay? So, again, you can easily edit a text by double-clicking it. Then, i-type na po yung pampalit ninyo. Okay? Next one. What we're going to do is, we also need to label the other points, but we're not going to command for another dtext command. Instead, we're just going to copy, CO, enter. Select this, enter. Okay, click. And ortho off. Okay, so click here. 1, 2, and 3. Enter to terminate. And let's go back with the one at the upper part. This is 0.01. So technically, this is 0.2. Again, to edit, double click. Enter. Pan. Zoom in. Click this. Okay, so ito na lang po dulo yung palitan natin. Make that 3. Enter. And again, hindi pa po terminated yung text edit command. So, might as well look for the last one. Click and palitan yung number 4. So, that's enter and another enter. Okay? Sige, quick save. So, after that, Okay, so still on the step number 12 under text, so we have copied them, we have duplicated them and edit the text content. On number 13, we're going to set current the layer hatch and hatch our property line. So we're going to use user define for the pattern. Angle is 135 and then our spacing is 0.25. Okay, so this is layer hatch, that's age command, enter. So under pattern, look for user define. Angle again, so we have an exact amount, so type 135. For the spacing, type 0.25 and click pick points. Okay, there you go. But currently, hindi po sinusundan ng hatch command yung color ng hatch layer ko kasi meron siya nakaset dito. So click this and select by layer. Okay, so click. Actually, possible naman siyang ma-hatch with other colors. It's just that we have set line weight for our hatch layer. So, ibig sabihin, since this layer followed the color of its own layer, ibig sabihin, it will be printed on a 0.05 pen assignment. Now, in any case na pinalitan natin siya, for example, pumunta tayo dito, nilagyan natin siya ng ibang color, hindi siya magiging 0.05. All colors in the index color tab. Ano ulit yung index color tab? Ito yon. Yan class, pag na-print po yan lahat, pwede silang black pero hindi siya manipis. It's 0.25. Yun yung default line weight lahat ng mga colors sa Autocad sa index color tab. Which is very makapal. Kasi hatch po yan. Kaya nag-set tayo ng sarili niyang layer para makapag-set tayo ng mas manipis na line weight para sa hatch. Pag pumunta ka ng True Color and Color Books, they will be printed colored. Okay? Mauubusan ka ng ink and there are drawings that should be presented monochromatic or black lang po. That's why, for printing purposes, sa layer, pumili ka ng index color tab lang. Do not go with the others. Unless nagre-render ka, pwede dito. Okay? Anyway, after that, just click OK. Balik pala tayo dito, sorry. By layer ulit. And then, click Close Hatch Creation. Okay? So, close natin. Okay, so after hatching our property line, let's go to number 13, which is plotting. So, I already have discussed this previously. So, we're going to layout. And then, under 13 pa rin, we will no longer be deleting the default viewport kasi we already did that with your current file dun sa exercise number 1 and number 2. So, wala na siya. Nung kasing ginawa ko to, wala po ako sa ibang exercise. So, dito lang. So, we're no longer going to delete that again because it has been previously deleted. And then, we will no longer create a viewport. Instead, we're just going to copy from the viewports that you have created by exercise number 1 and number 2. But if you want to create a new one, pwede din po. This is just the process or the steps, okay? And then number 14 is we're going to scale this 1:120, and then we're going to zoom it so we can scale it by the scale of 1/120 XP. Or kunwari, gusto mo siya ng 1:100, it's possible. When you print that out, it is similar to a manually drafted object that is scaled using 1:100. Sa manual kasi, we use the scale to scale our objects, but in AutoCAD, we use the zoom command and its scale option para ma-scale po yung mga objects natin accordingly. Now, sabi ko kanina, we're going to layout. Okay? So, we're just going to CO for copy. Okay, select one, enter. Okay, so pick one from here. And then, I'm just going to move it, yan, dito na lang siguro. Or might as well, CO, enter. Copy this, enter. I will be clicking the endpoint here. Sorry, Dito pala. Click here para pantay siya. And here. Okay? So, enter. And zoom in. Okay? Double click inside so we can activate the viewport and fix our view by using your pan and zoom. So, there you go. So, double click ko lang sa labas. Ayusin ko lang. Zoom out lang akong konti. Yan. So, double click inside ulit. That is Z enter. Again, the scale is 1/120 XP or 1/120 X or 1/120 meter in manual drafting. Okay? So, enter. So, double click ko sa labas. So, this is your object now. Meron siyang parts na hindi nakikita. So, pag ganon, double click inside. You press your middle mouse or you pan your drawing. Let's try Z enter 1/100 XP or 1:100. Okay. So again, meron siyang parts na hindi nakikita. But anyway, sige. I'm going to double click outside. Zoom in ko siya dito. Okay? So what I'm going to do is to activate this. Click this object. Click somewhere here. Taas ko siya. And double click outside the viewport. So pwede siya ng 1:100. Okay? Kasi in-adjust ko naman yon. Now, on the step number 15, we're going to adjust the line type scale ulit. Okay, bakit ganon? Iba po kasing environment yung model, ibang environment yung layout. Kasi sa layout, ito na po yung smaller version ng object mo kasi ini-scale mo nga siya for printing para mag-fit siya sa paper. Okay, anyway, I'm going to fit this dito. Yan. Okay, double click outside. Okay, so everything is fitted inside the viewport. Everything is fully visible. So, adjust ko lang po, LTS, enter. So, that's 0 point, let's try 3 zeros, 0005, enter. Okay, dun pa lang siya. Again, iba po yung line type scale mismo sa model because that is the actual size of your object. When it comes to layout, nag-iiba din po yung line type scale niya because you are setting it na on a smaller version of it para mag-fit siya sa paper. Because you cannot print a drawing that is life size. Okay? That's why we scale them down. Okay po? So, quick save. Let's try the other one. Now, regarding dun sa viewport, so I will no longer be discussing this because parts of it were already discussed from the previous module. So just the same, we're going to convert our drawing into PDF. Okay, so that's again Control P. When this one prompts you, just click continue. Okay, look for the printer or the plotter. Make sure it's the WG to PDF if you're going to convert it to PDF, but if you're going to print it directly to a printer, just look here. Pag nag-install kayo, automatic po siya magdi-display dyan. Okay, look for the paper. So, we already have set a paper that's either on the lower part or sa bandang unahan. Okay. Nag-iba. Okay. Yung sinet natin. Short band. Okay, again, fit to paper. Or you can actually uncheck this. Pwede nyo pong gawin 0, 0 to. Okay, center the plot. Window. 1 and 2. Okay, of course, you have to click apply the layout. Pwede nyo ulit ibalik sa 0 to. And preview. Okay, so currently, it is colored. Pero escape natin. Let's go here. Okay, let us select monochromatic. Okay, let's go 0 ulit to. Or actually, kahit hindi. It's just that gusto ko lang walang butal. Preview. Okay. So, naka-monochromatic tayo. And when you zoom in your preview, look at your hatch. It's set on a thinner line weight. Because ito po yung sinet natin kanina doon sa layer ninyo. Doon sa line weight. Look at your property line. Okay, makapal siya because this is 0.7 as set on the layers. Same with your text, nasa 0.25. Okay, same with the, ayan po, yung mga marks na ginawa natin. Okay, so that is pen assignment. Anyway, you just right click, plot. Okay, look for the folder where you're going to save it. Saan ba? Saan siya napunta? There you go. Okay, so CAD 1, CAD exercises. So this is exercise 03. Okay, I believe it's 03.A, sorry. So this is 03.A and save. Okay, so this is your output now. And currently, I was wondering bakit hindi nasama yung mga text. Okay, let's go check it back. I'm going to double click inside. Okay. And wonder why these are not included in the printing. Let's check the layer LA. Enter. They should be there. Okay, how is it like that? Let's regenerate. Okay, so Control P. They're not there also. Okay, so let us just try to RE our drawing or refresh or regenerate. Just a series of RE, enter, RE, enter. Let's see. Then Control P. Okay, so we pick from here, lower down, and preview. Okay, there you go. They are already present. So right click, plot, and then just change lang po yung exercise, okay? Or just override this one, okay? So that's it. If you have queries, just let me know so we can discuss it real time, okay?